I'm going to make this little discussion about inflation and how to protect yourself against inflation. There's a lot of talk about the news, about inflation and the fears of it, and maybe it's warranted, maybe it's not warranted, but the reality is there are periods of time, like in the 1970s, inflation does come in, and inflation is a wealth destroyer. I had a call from a colleague of mine asking me what I think about gold. And I said, I'm not your investment advisor. I'm not anyone's investment advisor. I'm just telling you personally. I trade commodities, and platinum is much stronger than gold right now, but that's really not the issue. I mean, a lot of people think that they're just going to buy an ETF for gold, like GLD or XLE, let's say, and then they're protected. I'm not sure that's the answer. I can tell you what we do. My wife has a property company. We have more than half and a little less than 2/3 of our net worth invested in property, maybe closer to 2/3 of our net worth, which is income producing. We saw that when we were in Argentina, that people survived their multiple, like Weimar inflation crashes. Weimar, for those of you who don't know, was what happened to Germany after World War I, where you had this massive inflation, and property is a way to protect. You also have the tips, but they've underperformed. There's another like ETF that I've been looking at. It's called the IVOL, I-V-O-L. Could be an idea to protect against inflation. But ideally, in an inflationary period, you want real assets, hard assets. And going back, there was a guy who made a fortune in, we were talking about the Weimar Republic and everything. There's a guy named Steins who was in Germany, S-T-I-N-E-S. And what he did was he bought hard assets and took on debt to pay them. But the debt became worthless almost, what happened again in Germany at that period. And ideally, this is what he did. He became a let's say the equivalent of Bill Gates. So, I mean, no one knows what's on the horizon. You have to take it day by day. But it does look like inflation is picking up. Again, what we do is we have property. I invest in stocks and I trade stocks. I also trade commodities. And you see commodity prices shifting in things like corn, bean oil, the weakness in the US dollar. You can look at the metals that are increasing. You can look at cotton. I mean, these are just facts. And again, if you can imagine yourself, we get into a market crash, because at some point there will be a stock market crash, and you have inflation. It's not the greatest time. And that actually did happen in Asia, where you had it was 1998, where you had debt deflation that led to inflation, and you had the implosion in the stock market. These are real things, and you need to learn from them. So if I can help you in any way, you can ask questions. I'm here really just to educate, share my experiences personally. This is solely educational. There's no references to anyone's personal situation, because I don't know anyone's situation. I can just speak about our own. So I hope this helps, and any questions, please run it by me. Thank you.